What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing the best Motorola phones of all time. So let's get started. First off, with this Motorola phone from 1983. It was one of the first Motorola phones to be offered commercially, and it's a very iconic part of the 1980s. It was released as pretty much a symbol of wealth for people that were of high class, and it really offered a look into the future. So as you can see, it's extremely bulky. You have a really big antenna, almost looks similar to a house phone you would find these days. Next is the 2004 Motorola RAZR. So this was a very stylish phone, one of the best design phones. I think even still to this day, it still looks really nice even in 2019, even as a flip phone. It actually looks so nice that Motorola is actually remaking this phone into a foldable phone. Now this had a really slim metallic design that you didn't really see on a lot of phones, and also Motorola actually sold 50 million units of this phone by 2006, making this one of their most successful phones. So next is the Motorola Droid 2009. So this was a big phone for Motorola thanks to the really great advertisement. This ran Android 2.0 Eclair. So it was pretty much directly targeted at the iPhone, having a full keyboard, which was actually a really nice keyboard. And at that time, you couldn't really multitask on the iPhone, and you couldn't really customize the iPhone. So that was what they were pretty much attacking the iPhone for. But the hardware was extremely solid, and it pretty much launched Android phones to be as popular as they are today. Next will be the Moto Z and the Moto Mods that came out in 2016. So in that year, they were all about putting mods on your phones, clip-on modules actually that allow you to customize your device. So you can add a speaker, you can improve the camera, you can do a lot of really cool stuff with this guy. So it makes your phone stand out, and it adds functionality that you otherwise wouldn't have. But you do have to spend obviously more money to accessorize your smartphone. So it wasn't a real flagship phone, but it was really interesting. Motorola is still actually going with this in 2019. Now next is the Motorola G smartphone. So why I put this at number one, because this phone was extremely important, because the Motorola G series is actually Motorola's flagship their flagship lineup. It's their most important phone that Motorola does, which is pretty crazy. So we all know the Motorola as sort of like a budget phone, and this is really what sells Motorola. What people know Motorola for these days is these excellent Moto G budget smartphones. They're pretty much the king of budget smartphones, and it's the real reason why the Motorola is still relevant today. So it does have a 4.5-inch display. It had an HD display, a 5 megapixel, 1 gigabyte of RAM, the Snapdragon 400. So you can see, not a very powerful phone, a 2070 milliamp battery. This is a phone I had back in the day, and it's extremely good. When it came out, it was so smooth, so nice to use. So this did come with Android 4.3 out of the box, and it was upgraded to Android 5.1 a little later. So this is an excellent smartphone. You have to thank this smartphone for keeping Motorola relevant, as you can see with the Moto G7 we're on now. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.